to piggyback off of stuff that was yesterday, the thing I talked about primarily was around the idea of hoarding, digital hoarding. It wasn't really the original plan for it, but the talk therein was about digital hoarding because of Gamepad Breakers. Gamepad Breakers actually came up with the title, which was Collecting Without Curation is Just Hoarding. And I found the line to be so powerful, and just so impactful that I ended up holding on to that line. And alas, here we are. In the meantime, while I make my coffee, guys, I am going to try something. This is the Play mug you can pick up for Play More, Be Kind. This is the original mug. I'm going to make instant coffee. With instant coffee, I'm going to try something new. So we're going to try, how many grams here? This looks like it's about, so we'll do 10 grams. That's 10.6. We're going to do instant coffee for one and then normal coffee on the other, just to taste, to see what instant coffee is all about. So we have instant coffee right here. That looks syrupy. I'm going to mix that about. I'm very curious what this is going to taste like. That is some thick gunk. But the topic at hand was about digital hoarding, and something that I wasn't ready for in trying to play on PC was the absolute indulgence in purchasing games. This is something that I think originally people were joking about and like, oh yeah, just wait, you're gonna have a Steam library that's, way too long to play. And I was like, whatever, dude, you guys are just being dramatic. And it's very true. I'm someone who fell victim to sales, fell victim to Humble Bundle, fell victim to all of these things, and find myself on these different sale sites, on the different store pages, looking for more games to buy. And it's something that at first I was like, whatever, dude, this is just me filling my library. But very quickly did I realize that it actually was taking and robbing me from my experience overall. A lot of comments I had gotten over the past, I'd say, few months when I decided to switch to PC was, oh, don't worry, he'll be back. He always flip-flops. And stubbornly, I want to be like, no, there's no way I would ever flip-flop back and forth between PC and console. But I'm going to be honest with you, as time has gone on and as I have decided, been using Steam Deck PC more and more, I do find myself in a position where I actually don't enjoy sitting down to play on my PC. Not because the PC is complicated, because quite frankly, we've come a long way in PC gaming. It's very, very, very easy. So easy. I mean, it's plug and play. Now, my PC build is nice and beastly with a very, very good processor, a very, very good graphics card, and so I rarely run into any issues, and I'm able to experience the games kind of almost like a console-like experience. And the reason why I say it that way is because console-like experience is plug and play. Everyone talks about how PC is not plug and play, when in reality, my experience with PC has been plug and play. I literally plug in my controller and I play the game. It's been a very, very welcomed experience. But something has been happening over these past couple of weeks. I have been running, fleeing, and absolutely clinging to my experiences with my Nintendo Switch. And the reason for that isn't just because I'm someone who is a huge fan of Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong, all of these titles. It's because of choice. It is because of this experience that I have been having with PC gaming as a whole. I have some huge titles. Baldur's Gate. I have Final Fantasy 16 to play on PC, as well as 7 Rebirth. I have these massive, heavy-hitting titles that I'm playing on PC, and it's almost non-consequential because I get them on sale or whatever, and this list keeps growing and growing and growing. But I find myself sitting there looking at that list and being like, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. Now, I have been able to somewhat practically adjust for that. What I'm getting back to is this feeling of sitting down at my desk and having basically to just which one am I going to go to? And yesterday I was sitting on the couch with my daughter, and she goes, Dad, I want to watch you play video games. Of course, we do this together, sweetie. We're going to play this. You're going to watch me. And she's going, no, not that one. No, not that one. Maybe that one. I don't know. Maybe that one. And I'm like, I am training my kid the same way that I've been trained and conditioned. My daughter's looking at Sonic Origins. She's looking at Ori. She's looking at Balatro. She's seeing Cloud. She doesn't know Seven Rebirth. She's seeing all these characters and she goes, no, I don't really want that one. Oh, maybe this one. My daughter is going, no, I want to watch Peppa Pig. Skip this one. No, I don't like this episode. Go to that one. She's listening to songs in the car going, Dad, no, I don't want this song. Can we go to this song? Can we go to that song? And I'm going, holy crap. Not only have I been conditioned in such a way that is I have everything all the time, all at once, but I am conditioning my child unintentionally to live a life in which there are there's no waiting. There's no world in which you have choices that you have to actually follow through with. And I, for one, suffer from great multi-choice and complete wavering back and forth. Everything is so instantaneous, as Mindstormer says. That's exactly right. Even Esther says straight consumption. You speak in the truth, bro. I see you, Esther. I see you. This is the thing that's so wild to me is I did not intend for my daughter to turn into a consumer, but at the age of 4 years old, she has been conditioned. I'm not saying trained, I'm saying conditioned just by the plain access alone to shows and media to be able to not only just choose what she wants, she can choose it when she wants, she can experience it how she wants in any moment, any place, any time. And I'm just going to come out and say this. I don't think that's good. I don't think it's good. I'm sorry. If you think it's good, okay. I don't think it's good. I am someone who has refrained greatly, and this is responding to something read from Escher over on the chat. I've resisted putting iPads in my kids' hands. Now, some people do it. I'm not gonna sit here and demonize it. Okay, I don't want to demonize parenting styles because not everybody parents the same, and not everybody has kids with the demeanor that is similar to my kids. My kids' demeanor is very different than kids' demeanor that I know of other families. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that. There are games that are good on iPads for children. I know that they're educational games. Hey, shout out to all those 90 kids out there that played putt-putt. Remember putt-putt? I know they have it. I didn't purchase it because I'm not going to play putt-putt or backyard baseball again. But remember putt-putt? Dude, it is something that I just started to feel internally over this past year. I genuinely was like, am I actually doing a good job as a parent? I'm not looking for response from you guys. I am doing a good job as a parent. I know I am. But am I doing a good job as a parent is rhetorical. Somewhat rhetorical. And I started looking at myself and I hear my kid say, Dada, can I hit the white thing? So the white thing is skip intro. Skip intro. Yeah. Remember when we used to have to listen to intros, even on Netflix? Dada, can I hit the white thing? When she says, can I hit the white thing, it means she doesn't want to wait 17 seconds for the next episode. She doesn't want to wait 12 seconds for the Bluey theme song to finish. She just wants the actual content. And I can't blame her. Because the whole skip intro is something that I am guilty of. When they introduced skip intro, for those of you wondering what that was number 2. 2 is, ladies and gentlemen, say it with me, the blue Chaos Emerald. So we're going to go with blue Chaos Emerald today. When they say skip intro, you get to skip intro and you get to get onto your show. Get on with life. No. We didn't get to skip intros growing up. We didn't get to hit the next episode growing up. We had to wait how long, ladies and gentlemen? Everyone, say it with me. 1 week. To hear Goku scream and yell at the top of his lungs just to find out he's not done training in the room of training. Not my kid. My kid can watch 15 episodes of Bluey back to back. She can get lore inundated with Peppa Pig. She can go all day watching TMNT with zero repercussions or next time on. I don't know if this is good. But what I do know is as I sit at my desk playing video games or attempting to, I am hit between the eyes with the exact same type of feeling. What's that feeling? That feeling is, what do I have to play? Flavor of the week. Flavor of the week. There's no, I could play some of this, a little bit of that. I have every single game in this franchise, a little bit of that. And commitment ends up being low. And the more and more we wrap ourselves up in all of these different choices and different things, you get to a point where you can't even move anymore. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? I have all of these choices, so many choices, everything. And you're like, I just want more than ever to unravel from all of these choices so that I can get back to something that I actually enjoy. And what do I actually enjoy? I actually enjoy playing games that were from a time where it was actually challenging to finish a game. Not just that, but the game was complete. I find myself ditching all of my games for this. Modern gaming is cool, right? There's nothing wrong with Final Fantasy VII. There's nothing wrong with Final Fantasy 16. I know I'm saying Final Fantasy a lot, but Final Fantasy's on the brain just because me and my community are doing all of Final Fantasy this year. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But I think that as a gaming society and as a father of two children, as I'm trying to raise them in this world, this idea of give it to me now, I don't want to wait, has created this highly palatable experience that leaves you feeling almost hungrier. Have you ever, let me know, you would have to be super in tune with your body to know this, but maybe you are. I'm someone who eats a mostly, if not completely, paleo diet. That's me. I eat meat, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, berries, some starch, right? Zero sugar. There you go. I have yogurt. I do eat a little bit of yogurt. When I'm eating these foods, let's say for dinner I have a steak with a little bit of potatoes, but mostly just, come on. When you're eating a steak, what's good? What's the best side with steak? Everybody together, let's say it with me, out loud at work. More steak. Exactly. That's the best side with steak. Anyone who said potatoes, asparagus, wine, you're wrong. More steak, dude. More steak. That is it. Someone said chicken. Insane Ninja Boy, you're not incorrect that more meat is good with more meat, but we all know that the best side to steak is, everybody say it with me, more steak. The fact that a T-bone is two different types of steak, it just shows you that the way that it was designed was that you have steak, filet mignon, and when you're done with your filet mignon, you also have another steak. The T-bone is a perfect example of what goes good with steak. More steak. To continue on, Brussels sprouts are great, Sai. I get it. Here's the deal. When I eat steak for dinner, I can have 16 ounces, 32 ounces, whatever. I can go to bed stuffed to the brim, or just an actual good 16 ounces, right? Nothing crazy. I wake up the next morning and I'm like, cool. I had steak last night, whatever, right? And breakfast is on its way. If I for dinner have 1, 2, nay 3, maybe 4, overdo it and have 5 slices of pizza. Highly palatable pizza, delicious pizza. I'm not dogging on pizza. Just let me get to the end of the story, you goblins. If I have 3, 4, 5 slices of pizza, if I have 1, 2, 3 bowls of fettuccine alfredo, I don't. That's a lot. I don't eat that much food. If I have that, I wake up in the middle of the night, famished. I overindulge in pizza to the point of where I kind of feel uncomfortable. The next morning, I am unbelievably ravenous, rabid for food, just wanting to eat anything in front of me. Why is that? It's because the food that I've consumed has sustained me in the moment, but as time goes on, that sustenance has zero actual nutritional addition. I know people go, but pizza's great, man. It is good, but if you sit down and break it down in a nutritional aspect and what it contributes to your body, it contributes almost nothing to the grand scheme of nutrition and health, okay? Unfortunately, that is just the truth. Highly palatable foods, this is just the unfortunate truth. I'm not going to sit here and say that pizza's bad, but I am going to sit here and say that pizza is bad for you, okay? But to continue forward with the idea is this. It, in the moment, feels so good. You're like, yes. But then you feel what? You don't feel the best later, and you absolutely don't feel sustained. This is how I feel like gaming is getting. I feel like, straight up, dude, I'm gonna have to get the actual item so that I can showcase this off a little bit better and a little bit more, use a better example. I have been served as a gamer playing this thing, and this isn't an ad for it. I'm not even going to mention it. With this game, it wasn't the game I was playing before, but it sustained me. I have left feeling fulfilled in my gaming hobby, not in life. Fulfillment does not come from things. It comes from something else. Fulfilled. Because when I pick this up, there's no cycling. There's literally no cycling. When I turn this on, there's no launcher. I'm in the game. And all I can do is play the game. There is no, and I repeat, no actual, look at that. There is no launcher. There's nothing. I am playing the game. This is 100% the game, okay? And when I turn it off, guess what? I'm done with the game. This experience is something that is awesome, nostalgic, whatever you want to call it, but there's a truth that has been bestowed upon me through this experience. Less is not only more, okay, but patience, and this is the big one, the ability to accept that right now something cannot take place is indeed the lost art of enjoyment. I think that we as gamers have become so accustomed to here and now that when it's not delivered, there's an outrageous, whatever. The biggest, most powerful thing that I am learning, gaming now, gaming on older titles, is the lost art of patience. The lost art of letting the full album finish. The lost art of watching the intro to an anime for 3.5 minutes. I mean, let's be real, dude. Anime intros are ridiculous. But the lost art of not skip intro, of not skip ending. Because at the end of the day, the more and more and more we skip intros, we skip endings, we skip all these things. What are we skipping internally? We're skipping, and it seems like it's so intense, and it seems like it's way drawn out, but I truly believe this. We are skipping life. Life's beauty isn't made just in the things that we experience, but in the ways we get to those experiences. How many of you guys work out and know that growth doesn't happen during, but it happens in between, right? You don't get bigger, stronger, more sexy, more muscular while you're working out. It always happens during recovery. You can work out every day of the week, slam it out, get crazy. If you can't recover, you will not make progress. You will not actually get to the desired result. And I believe that we are currently in a cycle of consumption that is so unbelievably potent and palatable that we aren't having moments to process, to actually think whether or not we enjoy something. And now it's creating a consumer that isn't able to finish. Not able to finish. Now, sometimes people are not able to get to the end because, they finish too early. No, we're not even able to finish. We can't even get there. This is something that I think I am feeling the most. And I wasn't actually expecting to feel this playing PC. On PC, I expected it to actually make it easier for me. PC, what I personally had been in some ways attacked online for was that you're gonna come running back to console because it's so much easier. I just like plug and play. What I miss most about console is not plug and play, because again, I can't overstate this enough. I have not had a bad experience with my PC gaming. It's been so easy. The most that I have felt is the fact that on PC, it is actually the most intrusive. It has the most amount of, hey, look how much more you can get. I thought that this was something that was on console. I did not appreciate how still somewhat disconnected console gaming was. But on PC itself, I feel like that experience has been so weighty. This whole like not starting with 5 games, now 25, now 45, now 100. And I'm going, I'm sitting here getting these games. I haven't played them. I find myself running and fleeing to older titles because I at least know that in that experience, it's not only going to be complete, but I understand that, okay, this is something that will truly not just fulfill me, but I'm not going to be tricked, so to speak, into this purchasing thing. It's done. I'm not going to be tricked when I play through later today, shortly, Legend of Zelda 1. There's no tricks. You just play the game, right? It's really something that I never would have thought. And the more and more I game, the more and more I do this thing, the more I realize we as just gamers, consumers, whatever you want to call yourself, are being conditioned to stay incomplete. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it. You can accuse microtransactions, unfinished games, whatever you want to do. I think that truly the real problem is we are not actually like being conditioned to be okay with something, to be okay with the weird beginning, to be okay with the somewhat odd middle, and certainly to be okay with the finish that took too long. I remember just as a kid not liking a game that I had finished. Now, the game doesn't even get a chance if it doesn't hook me within an hour and a half. I've been on record saying I'm a dad. I don't have enough time to actually stick around. How juvenile. Actually, it's not that I don't have time to stick around and I just give up. I have been conditioned to be so unbelievably critical that I am not willing to give anything time that doesn't serve me immediately. Now, when worded that way, I sound like a complete jackwagon. Let's try this instant coffee. This is going to be the final part of the point. Oh my gosh. That is powerful. I can see how that would be somewhat desirable. The reason why I made instant coffee was because I had this idea for an example. And if you made it to the end of this video, you now will get this example. Instant coffee is the culture we live in. It's immediate. It's convenient. It's something that replicates the very thing that we have sought out to enjoy, coffee. There's no waiting. There is absolutely no work, and there is no deciding on what it is. This is just coffee from Colombia. This right here is where we're at. We are at a place where we get fed here. This is the thing. You do this thing, and then we go, okay, instant, let's go, and then we're good to go. No work required. This is where we used to be. We used to be in a spot where there was a good amount of work, that there was an element of decision, where there was, I don't know if I like this. And then there was an element of, let's try it again. Ooh, maybe I should change something. Maybe I should adjust this. Maybe there is this. But what happens? What happens when there is higher elements of participation. There is higher elements of reward. And as someone with ADHD, I can tell you that I struggle either way. This right here is what I would represent, what I would put as where I want to be with my gaming. This right here is where I put where I want to be with my gaming. This right here is what I put with where I want to be with my gaming. Not physical necessarily, but the idea of intentionally making decisions to progress forward in a specific activity that requires effort, coordination, some element of choice, but most of all, this is the most important part of all of it, it was something that I actually chose to participate in. That is it. I am kind of at a point where being told what I like and actually doing what I like is at a crossroads. And the continuous inundation of no intros, nothing, leaves you in a spot where you actually, psychologically, I believe, don't have the ability to process information. And this is exactly what I would consider unprocessed information. It's pretty aggressive. Sometimes you tell yourself, I like it. This is information processed. There's a lot of it, but it's processed. It's not a perfect example, but it is one that I thought of when I was at the grocery store today. So I hope you liked it. If you like this video, I do these live. If you like to watch them live, you can watch them on Twitch or on YouTube, or just watch them later after the fact. This is what a cup feels like. And I'm going to sign off from this cup and go on to stream some video games. And so to sign off, I'm going to say play more, be kind, and see you.